Feral Friday is a podcast about dark romance and monster smut. So if you're not down for weird shit, this is not the show for you. Content may include explicit sexual description, explicit language, conversations about human to human monster, and monster to monster sexual activities. Masturbation, questionable consent, morally gray ethics, murder out of jealousy, BDSM themes and tropes, fictional pregnancy, violence, emotional gut-wrenching story arcs, and all of the kinks. Oh, and dubious insertion of inanimate objects. We're multicultural, multipolitical, multisexual, multiracial group. We believe in inclusiveness, body positivity, bodily autonomy, and human rights for all. But we also like talking about characters getting railed by monsters and humans alike. Overall, prepare for cackling, tangents, general unhinged commentary. We're probably going to annoy the majority of the general population, but if you don't like it, instead of clutching your pearl necklace, you can just not listen. Okay, thanks, bye!
Be still my heart. I want to drag him into a closet and ride his face, but I can't. I'm not a prude by any means, and I have no reservation about betting a willing partner. I certainly don't do it while at work, but I haven't had a sweetheart in months, not since my last two finally settled down with respectable girls, and I cut ties. As charming as he is, I must sort out the magical device. If the mistress caught me fooling around with him, I doubt she'd give me another chance. I'm not willing to risk my perfect position here on the account of a handsome man who will be gone soon, no matter how much I want to see what he's hiding in his trousers. Besides, the moment he knows my name, he isn't likely to pay me any mind. There's one thing I know is a fact. No one on this planet will look out for me better than myself. And that was Demon in My Veins by Sydney St. James.
Hi, I'm Marie, and I'm reading Hooked by Emily McIntyre.
Hi, I'm Sarah too, and I am reading Circe by Madeline Miller and Pen Pal by J.T. Geisinger.
Hi, I'm Kitty, and I am reading Crescent City number 3 and Rosemary for Remembrance by Rubber Soul 02.
Hi, I'm Erin, and I'm reading Who I Was With You by Curly_K.
Hi, I'm Sarah 1, and I'm reading an arc of How to Marry a Lich by Lizzie Strong. Welcome to Season 2, Episode 6 of Feral Friday Podcast, Unhinged and Unbothered, a podcast where we talk about smut.
I was hoping that the end of that title was going to be something besides veins. And I was disappointed.
Demon in my pants.
I was like, oh.
I thought you were reading Rook's Grave for a quick second. I was like,
the beginning reads like Rook's Grave. This is a current read.
Ooh.
To add to the pile of the 100 plates I have spinning of books. It's very Rook's Grave-esque. This book, I'm in the middle of it, and I need to actually finish a book because I'm on now 6 books of mood reading, which
Perfect.
is
Yeah.
It's the vibe.
Love it.
It's not a good vibe.
No problems, just vibes.
It's
fine.
stressful.
Just vibes.
As my first time doing this, like the multiple books, like the 4 books, it is stressful.
It is. Are any of them a library loan by chance? Because that makes it 10 times worse.
Yes.
Yes, that adds to the
Circe
pressure
is.
of it.
Yep.
I'm currently listening to a audiobook from the library, except I'm listening to CC3, so I stopped listening to the library one, even though I own CC3. And it's going to expire in like 3 days, the library one, and I'm just like, I'll just wait until I get it again. It's fine. It's not going to be finished. I'm only like 30% into CC3 because
Just give up.
There's only so much audiobooking I can do.
I will say, at least with Libby, if you return it and you get it again, it picks up from wherever you left off.
Yes, that's
thank
nice.
goodness.
Yeah,
because I've done that a few times too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you're like, what happened
What was
here?
going
But then
on?
suddenly you're 48% in and you're like, wow, I don't remember a single one of these characters. Here we go. I'm going to spark notes the first half.
Right.
Not saying I haven't done that, but I will say I'm very jealous because the self-restraint. So I got my physical copy of CC3 today to not add that book to the pile of books I have going. It will get read. probably I have confirmed from Kitty that I don't need to read CC1 and CC2 to read CC3.
No.
I still just might do it because I hate myself.
Don't do it. I think you'll regret it. Like, now that I'm 30% in, everything has been recapped. I'm not gonna, no spoilers. Like, there is a lot of recapping. There are some characters that I'm like, who the fuck are you? But but Crescent City has so many characters that they're not
There's
really like
so
that
many people to keep a
important.
track of.
Yeah, and they all have names that start with an H. Why, Sarah? Why did you name 400 characters and the
With an
first
H.
letter of their name is an H? I don't
Listen.
understand that. But besides that, it's
Vibes.
fine.
Just
You'll be
vibes.
fine. You don't need to reread.
Do you think Sarah has kids that are all named the same letter?
I'm sure we could Google that.
Do you think she's like one
I'm
of the,
sure we
one
can
of those
probably
moms?
find
Not
out.
that there's anything wrong with those moms.
There's not.
But
My mom is one of those
But
moms,
it's
so
but it's Duggar
I come from a
vibes.
family of yeah, it is Duggar. I come from a family of those vibes. So doesn't my so does my husband.
Oh, my family, no. We all have different
Yep.
letters.
They like the alliteration.
nah, I can
Unfortunately.
trace 5 generations of M's.
Wow.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
That's
lot.
cool though.
I
That's
know,
fun.
that's dedication.
That is dedication.
No, she is not one of those moms, but she does have one of my like dream child names. So I'm
Aw.
gonna just pretend like I didn't learn that.
Perfect. Forget that
Damn it.
information.
Just gonna
Just
Don't let it ruin it for
Just
you.
cut it out of your brain.
re-download Fall Out Boy lyrics.
Yeah.
That's all that's in my head.
So this week we're doing something fun and
So fun.
doing a little read aloud of some you know,
Questionable?
truly questionable / heinous / we're not sure yet. It's kind of smut.
We actually don't know how bad this will be. Much like our last read aloud.
Yeah.
Yes.
When I split it up, I did not actually read the entire thing, so
We're
I have
all
a
in for a
few
surprise.
spoilers, but this is
Yeah.
live reading.
This is
Gonna be great.
We did mention this author. I'm gonna dare use the word author. We mentioned this author in our last episode where we talked about some really cool title books that they have written. Some of which were included The Leprechaun That Loved Oral Sex. We had Cherry Picker, The Lake Monster Orgy, The French Mermaid. So we're going to be reading from J.K. Deere, who is a Kindle-only author. I'm very concerned from what I had read of the Leprechaun book. We're reading The Abominable Sex Monster, and I am pleased to announce that we are all going in just about completely blind.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's going to be a surprise to us what comes out of our mouths.
Yeah.
Which I'm afraid of.
So
And this time Kitty's
I'm so
actually
excited.
here, so if it is heinous, it's still her fault.
am.
But
Yes.
Okay, but still, again, I didn't actually pick this.
Okay, let's
Aaron,
remember.
I think, is partly to blame. We can
You were the
also
final
blame Juno
decision maker.
Delight. Okay, I was the
Yeah,
final
okay.
decision maker.
You know what? Juno's
okay.
not here. I'm
Right.
blaming Juno. Sorry, Juno.
We love you, but you brought this upon us, and we couldn't let it go. So here we are now.
Just for the record, I wanted to read the Bigfoot one.
You did.
And that was voted in favor of the sex monster.
Traumatized from our last Bigfoot read.
That's why I want to read it. Because of that trauma.
But if you're listening to this on Spotify, there is a little quiz survey, so you can tell us what we should read next quarter.
Yes.
What monster?
Bigfoot. Bigfoot.
Somebody really wants
options.
Bigfoot.
It's gonna be Bigfoot, Bigfoot, and or Bigfoot. Or there's
Biggest
3
foot.
different words for Bigfoot.
Bigfoot,
Sasquatch, Bigfoot. Big, tall, hairy guy.
Hairy cryptid.
Harry and the
Something,
Hendersons.
something. Oh my gosh. Well, we should probably just get into it. This is 12 pages long. So
Let's do it.
Marie's going to start us off.
I'm gonna mute myself. I can't handle this shit.
I'm not.
The Abominable Sex Monster. Atop the gondola, staring out the white-crested mountains, a big-breasted, middle-aged Colombian woman named Viviana sat next to a perfect stranger, her brown eyes graciously sneaking looks at the young, handsome man sitting quietly in his seat, holding his snowboard, his wavy shoulder-length hair hidden beneath a toque. He smiled a perfect smile as he caught Viviana staring, no doubt trying to alleviate the awkwardness of being trapped in a tiny metallic box, high above the ground, with no one but a sexy older woman.
Stop it.
She was meeting...
Okay, I can't.
It's a cougar.
This is...
It's a
Gondola
big
is
tittied
actually
cougar.
big as here, so. I swear to God, that thing snaps. I'm done.
She was meeting her girlfriends on the ski hill for her ski lessons. It was her first time skiing. She hadn't even seen snow up until that winter. Okay, sounds like me. When she moved to Canada from her home country, and she was noticeably nervous as she stared at her pre-purchased ski pass and voucher for skis, boots, and poles. Do you know how long this gondola ride is? She asked the snowboarder as she took pictures of the snow to share with her family back home on Facebook. No shit.
Oh, Facebook plug. All right.
Okay, Mark.
Lowercase Facebook.
Mr. Zuckerberg.
Right. Well, she's a cougar. Of course she's on Facebook. He looked over his shoulder up the mountain. Probably another 20 minutes. He popped up his leg on the seat. You have an accent, he smiled. First time skiing here? First time, she smiled back. She stared out the window again, the next closest gondola 50 feet away, and she could barely see the insides. She wondered what they were doing in there.
Cooking sausage.
Yep.
They're sitting, woman, they're sitting.
Cleveland Steves. Over each other the whole time. Responsible, man.
She wondered if they could see her. She turned back to the man as she stared at his sexy face. He smiled back, and before she knew it, they were madly kissing each other on the floor of the gondola. Why are they on the floor?
They're on the
Really
floor.
quickly.
Gross. Cold.
Probably wet.
Oh, here we go. Two
Like about
perfect
to be.
strangers. They're right. It's probably slushy snow.
You wet.
Oh, haha. I was like, yeah, snow. Ew.
I'm talking about
Two perfect
slick, baby.
strangers.
Okay, I'm done.
Shut up. You're a wild one, he laughed as he bit her bottom lip. No talk, she said as she unzipped her jacket. He grabbed her boobs from under her sweater and began to cup them gently and then squeeze them. He flipped up her shirt, revealing her large breasts covered in her bra. He pulls the bra down and begins to suck on her nipples. Viviana reaches down into the snowboarder's snow pants. That is a lot of commas. Viviana, comma, reaches down into the snowboarder's, comma, snow pants, comma, searching for his cock, comma. And when she finds it, comma, she looks up at the man, comma, and kisses him on the lips. It was hard as rock and a fairly substantial girth. Her fingers wrapped around it could not quite touch. Bullshit. The thought of hold on,
Campbell
last
soup can.
It's a chode. The thought of such a fat cock made her wet.
There it is.
There it is. He scooches up and pulls his pants down, revealing his big, meaty member. He leans back on his hands and sits there, waiting for her to suck him off. Viviana complies.
Ew.
She normally does not suck dick, but it was just too inviting. As it
Yeah,
her
okay.
attention.
Says no one ever.
Sure.
Sorry.
Unrelatable.
Sorry,
Unrelatable.
normally I don't suck dick, but this is a special occasion. It's a Wednesday.
On the
We're
floor
in a
of this
gondola.
gondola, yes.
Yes.
Her mouth watered those few seconds it took for her to bend over and begin sucking it, and by then her mouth became the perfect home for his cock. He moaned as she began to suck him off, playing with the head of his cock with her tongue. Nice dick, she said as she slobbered all over it, admiring its form and color.
What?
Yes. He smiled.
I
as
believe
he-
JK might be a man.
Mm.
More. I don't know. I don't. Just wait for the end until we read
Yep.
the author bio.
Yep.
Okay. He smiled as he began playing with her tits, and then lay on his back, enjoying the smooth texture of Viviana's throat.
Yep.
Slow down, he laughed. You're gonna make me come like that, he said with his hands over his head. When she pulled her
All
mouth
of
off
these physical
of his
descriptions don't make sense.
cock, no, they
Is
don't.
he doing like? Like
Yeah, something.
is he holding
Where is
a
he
V
laying?
formation?
Yeah.
He's laying on the ground.
On the floor. They're like on
He's
the
doing a
floor
hollow hold?
still. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like he's doing a hollow hold.
Yeah.
He
Then
has
ha-
to be.
Yeah.
Something. When she pulled her mouth off of his cock, she pulled down her snow pants and her panties down to her ankle, over top her winter boots, and then hopped onto the 7-inch fat pole slowly to fully feel him inserting himself into her. Dear God, that was a sentence.
The 7-inch fat pole?
Yeah, I haven't heard that one before.
Do we need to get the tape measure out?
Yeah,
Just
because I feel like that's not a lot.
Oh,
How
wait.
fat is fat?
Oh, I was gonna say I have
Are
a.
they
Well,
only
you know, she
talking-
can't reach her hand around it,
hold
so
on. So this is.
I have a
Oh
tape
my-
measure.
This right here is 6 inches.
No.
I have a 6-inch ruler.
that is not.
So let's just study here.
That's
Yeah.
I keep this
Yeah.
ruler just for these descriptions.
Oh,
This is my dick
that's all
measuring
right.
ruler.
Sarah too
alright.
just wants that foot
Ugh.
long from Bigfoot.
Yeah.
But she's
Ugh.
saying
Just
she can
wait.
barely
What did I
fit
say?
her
I'm a
hand
simple
around
gal.
it. So we're talking like,
Yeah.
Campbell's soup can. It's a
Not
chunky
even.
soup can.
if she can barely fit her hand around it, he's actually like not that great.
he's
Pretty
average.
average.
Wait, can bear okay.
Length-
so
Length,
average.
he's
this
got
is
length
tough.
going, but girth
Right.
wise, like,
He's got a pencil
Right.
dick. Then. Oh, he's a little more than a pencil dick.
Maybe
Like a
we'll
bratwurst?
carry
Yeah,
on.
we're way off. All right, carry on. I need to know more about this pencil dick.
No, it's a
Okay,
7-inch
well.
fat pole, Aaron.
She loved that feeling, that split second when the dick squeezes itself through her tight little pussy, pushing its way inside. That moment of truth when it's big enough that it pushes up against her walls and hits all the right spot. And it felt fucking
Commas.
fantastic as she squealed with excitement.
I'm not excited.
Okay, Aaron, you're up.
Let's go.
I'm scared. She began to ride him slowly, taking her time, watching his beautiful smile as he looked at her curvy, tanned South American body. All right. She began rubbing her clit, enhancing her experience. The cold air of her surrounding drawing out goosebumps into her skin and causing her to shiver more than she usually did when she rode dick. Usually that happened. It became a tough, good dick. So this is not just a normal. This is not a like. She gets
It's
the
the goosebumps that are causing this from the cold, not the
Aye.
dick. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
so this is
Enhancing her experience sounds like a freaking condom commercial.
Goosebumps for her
Ribs
pleasure.
for
Yeah,
her
goosebumps
pleasure.
for her pleasure. New from Trojan, chickenpox texture.
What?
At least I didn't say shingles.
No.
Sorry. No, I'm not. I don't know why I said sorry. All right.
There's more.
And this might be one of those good fucks she's been masturbating about for the longest time since she's been in this snowy town. Her pussy was dripping wet, completely soaking this man's dick and pelvis with each up motion she created through riding. So I want to talk about the moisture content because they were wearing
That's a
snow
lot.
pants in most likely what is some kind of semi-heated gondola. It is swamp ass season. It is
Mhm.
not just her being wet, it is a slurry at this point of
Blech.
ball sack sweat and vagina sweat.
And
All
melted
safely
snow.
encased. Yeah, safely encased in their snow
Ugh.
pants.
And now they're sitting on the floor without snow pants.
Yep.
And probably some salt in there
Right.
too.
Oh.
Yep, sorry, I just read the next
Oh.
line. Okay.
All right, go.
I'm sorry, I read ahead.
Yep. As Viviana tired, the snowboarder took over and began to fuck the living shit out of her. It was more jackhammer
Wow.
than she typically liked, but she needed a good fuck, so she let him use her pussy to get off. Mind you, he was hitting all the right spots, and even though he was fast and fierce, his dick was hard and fat, and he was getting her to exactly where he wanted. So he's fast and fierce and furious. So is this like
Yeah,
part
it's Vin Diesel.
69 of the Fast and Furious?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, maybe.
We'll get there
see.
one
Instead of,
day.
Yeah.
instead of a car in space, they're driving a gondola in a getaway.
Fat and
I am
furious.
now convinced
Fat and
Up
furious.
that Jake,
Yeah. All right.
J.K. Deere is a man. I am now
Yeah.
convinced.
Yep.
1,000%.
100%.
Yeah.
He rolled her off his body just as she was inching towards her climax. Outraged, she swore at him in her native tongue, but here merely laughed as he pulled her up and slammed her up against the rear window. That was a typo. and
Safety
not mine.
violation.
Yep, they're gonna fall out that window. I told you. I
When
swear to
this
God.
gondola's a rockin', don't come a knockin'.
It's my worst nightmare. He started to lick her pussy from behind. Oh, the swamp ass. Once in a while, paying attention to her bleached asshole with the tip of his tongue.
Such a man. Such
He
a
would
man.
take big mouthfuls of her fat Latin ass and then smack it before tasting the liquid rewards of him pounding the fuck out of the older woman.
A 22-year-old man is J.K. Deere.
The fat Latin ass. Wow.
Jesus.
I am
What?
Wow.
Marie, might you have
Yes.
what that curse was?
Mm.
Which one? Puñeta?
Thank you.
Is that what she
What does
would
that
do?
mean?
There we go. That's fine.
I just want to
Perfect.
know, like, what she would have swore at him in her native language.
I want to help me paint the mind palace.
She's Colombian though.
Mm.
So,
Yeah, it wouldn't be.
see,
Yeah,
in,
like-
in Puerto Rico, we would say puñeta, which
I like
is
it.
literally jack off.
Thank
But
you.
I like
we
the
use that word
elegant hand
lovingly.
motions.
We pin that. We use that word very lovingly as well. It
Pin
can be
that.
good, it can be bad. It's like you can use it like dude anywhere in the sentence.
Ugh,
All right, I like it.
Ugh.
I don't know how much of this mind
Also,
palace I want.
I'm pretty sure it snows in Colombia.
It
I'm just
does in
saying.
certain areas, actually.
Yeah.
Just
Just
they do
saying.
have mountains.
This person couldn't do any research. Hey. Anyways. Okay. Just then, Viviana noticed that the gondola behind theirs filled with two elderly couples, all wearing goggles and the same kind of ski jacket. They stared in awe as the snowboarder took Viviana from behind and pounded her with his throbbing cock, pressing her bare tits up against the glass. Viviana screaming at the top of her lungs as she tried to hold on to the man's arms that sat perched on her hips as he pulled her in and out, driving his powerful cock deep with her cunt. Was that one sentence? Jesus.
Yeah,
That
fucking
was,
Christ.
that was
it
one sentence.
doesn't even make
So
sense.
many commas.
Yep.
This is
That has to be a lot of upper body strength as well.
Yeah.
This is somebody's like college like creative writing assignment.
This is a sex crime.
crime against sex.
All of this is
Staring at the elderly couple, realizing she was caught in doing something incredibly naughty made her even more wet. And just as the snowboarder smacked her beautifully round ass, she started to come all over his cock. Her body shaking uncontrollably. She stumbled to the ground.
just
What?
To the ground.
smacked it. So
How'd
he
she get to the
smacked her
ground?
ass and made her come. So
Mhm.
is it
Right.
the same as like when you give a kick to the lawnmower when the choke won't work?
Yep. Yep.
Just-
Yep.
Yep. Just like this.
Oh, right.
oh yeah, I gotta come right now. Sure.
Yep. The snowboarder laughed as he bent down to his knees and fed his dick into the cock-drunk Colombian woman's mouth. I'm not done with you yet, you sexy fuck. He started to slowly fuck her mouth as she sat there glued to his face with mouth open, admiring the snowboarding cock god that gave her the orgasmic gift atop the gondola. They passed the prepare to leave sign. It was a race against the clock. They would reach the top in less than 2 minutes. The snowboarder pulled out his cock and began to jerk off into her mouth, but it wasn't fast enough for Viviana's liking. She reached out, grabbed his cock, stuffed it into her mouth, and sucked on the tip so hard she thought she was going to pop it. And then began stroking it off with both hands, making dirty grunting sounds when she opened her mouth. Leche, she said, speaking Spanish, demanding the young man's cum. Hear her reward for fucking him. Leche, she demanded. Oh my god.
Dame leche.
Fucking horrific.
That is horrifying.
I have a lot
I feel
of
so
questions.
racist saying
It's
the
just
words.
terrible.
Also, there were missing commas in this paragraph that he could have used some of the commas from earlier in this
And I
paragraph.
Used
And
up
I'm
the
a
comma
little
quota
upset.
too early.
Also, young man's cum.
What's the difference?
Yeah.
Viscosity. And they missed a huge opportunity. It was a race against the clock. It was a race against his cock. Get the verbiage right. She said JK has said cock so many times at this point.
I mean, would you prefer that or pole?
I want all of it.
Also, she was
okay.
worried about
Yeah, you
popping
do.
a cock while sucking
Yeah,
it. You can't
that's-
pop
Give him a
something by
hematoma.
sucking it.
Interesting.
It's a hematoma she's worried about.
You could give it a hickey. You could suck it
Yep.
dry.
So,
You
yep,
could
so deep. Yep. I
She
would
would
prefer
put
say-
cum in her
invert
coffee.
it.
Ugh.
You could pop it off. You could like pull it off.
Let's get through this. God.
I see the word cock again, so.
His cock began to enlarge even more than it. Sorry.
Just immediately there's cock again. Yep, there it is.
Okay.
There's gonna be lots to edit here, Sarah. Sorry.
We're not editing this out at all.
Okay. His cock
God.
began to enlarge even more than it had. He was close. She could feel it in her mouth. The snowboarder tried to grab his own cock to finish her mouth, but Viviana would not let him. This was her stranger fuck, and she was going to earn it. She rapidly masturbated the man's cock into her mouth and groaned and growled, and then he shot a thick white stream of jizz into her mouth, dripping droplets of semen into her exposed tongue as she smiled and moaned. Quickly, they
Jizz.
pulled up their pants, grabbed their belongings, and waited to leave the gondola before the old couple behind them could say anything to the operators.
These
Viviana,
poor
over
old
here.
couple. I feel bad. They're probably like, this is my dying wish to go see the gondolas. And instead, they're seeing this lady get face fucked by what I'm assuming is like a weird Abercrombie looking model.
A stoner college guy.
Yeah.
Okay, yep.
Viviana over here said Martha, her full-figured Colombian girlfriend. We're getting fitted for our boots. Viviana held up her hand as if to say one moment, and turned around holding her cell phone, prepared to get the number of the snowboarder. After all, she'd be on the mountain for the weekend, and she could do it cock a few more times. But alas, he was gone.
Yeah, he
Caught in the
was.
wind.
Definitely written by
See ya.
a dude.
Yep.
Is it really masturbating if you're using your hand
Doing it
to
for
get
someone
somebody
else?
off? I don't think that's
No.
the definition of
No.
masturbating
No.
at all.
She
Like,
was
the
milking
opposite.
him.
Yeah,
She was milking.
like
I would dare even say
He was
heavy
asking.
petting.
yeah.
She very clearly asked for
Yeah.
his leche.
God. I'm never drinking milk again. This is where it's getting me.
Later that day, as the group of 3 women, Viviana, Martha, the full-figured goddess, and Patricia, that's my mother-in-law's name. The newly divorced 5'2" cutie all took to the bunny slope for their ski lesson. They giggled as Viviana told them of the gondola story and showed them using her hands how big his cock was. Not that big.
Maybe she has really small hands. Like baby
Maybe.
hands. Infant hands.
It's this
Oh,
big.
yes, because Martha's mouth watered. Was it really that big? 7 inches isn't even that large. It's above average, but, said Patricia, how she could fit a cock bigger than that into her tiny body was beyond both of her friends. What?
She was a 5'2"
You can
cutie.
birth a child
Sarah.
through there.
She was small.
5'2" cutie.
Yeah.
Some people have deep vaginas.
I
Some
have a wide
shallow.
set vagina.
Set vagina. Yeah. It's not my fault I have a heavy flow. I'm just going to preface that's a Mean Girls quote in case there's anybody who's like, why is she talking about her period? I'm not. I'm quoting Mean Girls. As a
You
millennial,
don't
it is
pick
my
that
right.
up. You're too young to be watching this.
Correct.
Go to bed.
Correct. Too young
Go
for you,
back
bro.
to
Size queen, said Viviana. She nodded to Martha. It was, and it felt so fucking nice. Exactly what I needed. Their instructor, a boy not yet 18, and therefore off limits, blushed as he tried to continue the lesson. Okay, ladies, back to what I was saying about making french fries with your skis. The women laughed and continued on.
They were talking about this in front of a minor?
Oh.
Dude, the amount of grown-ass adult women that are so fucking...
But
like,
they know he's off limits.
For now.
Also,
until he's 18.
how are we supposed to believe that the bunny hill is a 40-minute gondola ride up the mountain?
Right?
That doesn't make sense. How are they
True.
already
the slowest
the
gondola
facts-
you have ever been on.
I
Yep.
confused. Okay.
Why wasn't she riding up with her friends?
Also a good question. Good question.
She
That
overslept.
guy, she was looking. She said, "I gotta suck that man's cock right now."
Yeah.
She's like,
She
"Hey,
saw
look at
him
that guy."
Priority
line.
number 1. Locked in. Target acquired.
Okay. Oh, okay. By
Oh.
mid-afternoon, the ladies were zooming down the bunny hill like a trio of long-time experts. They could stop and veer right and left, and they'd only ever fall onto their bums a handful of times each run. They were ready to take their talents to the real mountain, so they lined
they're
up in the
not.
chairlift and hitched a ride up. On the way up, Viviana was reminded once again of the gondola trip, what with being held high in the air again. As the 3 women sat there, swinging on the chair, Viviana spoke again of the large snowboarder cock she had sucked off until he
Interesting typo.
Typo.
Sucked
She sucked off until he came into her mouth, and how sweet and tasty his cum tasted.
No, it wasn't.
Said no one ever.
Literally no one. As she retold the story, Patricia took off her right ski glove with her teeth and
No.
then stuffed her hand down her snow pants, pulled her underwear to the side, and began to flick her clit.
Wow.
Who?
Patricia.
Patricia.
No.
What?
Oh, wait, there's more.
Just wait. The other women laughed wildly until Patricia pulled out her hand and then stuffed it down Viviana's pants.
What?
Patricia dipped her finger into
On the
Viv's
chairlift,
pussy.
which is wide open.
Yep.
Dirty hands.
Such a bad
Just
idea.
wait. Yep.
Patricia dipped her finger
UTI.
into Viv's pussy, swirled it around just enough to feel her abs flex, and
Feel
then
her.
pulled it and sucked on the finger. The sexual act caught everyone off guard, but it was so fucking hot. Sorry, said Patricia. I needed to find out what his cock tasted like. She licked her
Ew.
finger again. So good.
That is
Mind
wild.
you, they've been skiing for a bit now already, so what exactly?
But, like, that's not how that works.
No.
Of course
Also,
not.
like, yeah, okay, you're just on a normal ski lift. Well, you can just fall
You're
off
wide open.
at any moment.
Right.
Yep.
If you lean forward too
So don't
far.
be
So there's
surprising
no,
people by
like-
swirling your finger around their
There's no
vag.
bar in front of you.
I mean,
like,
there
you're just
might be a
on it.
bar. I mean, we don't
Enlighten
have
the
enough
person that's never
information.
seen snow, and I've clearly never
Yeah.
been on a ski lift.
Oh, sure.
There's no like. I'm assuming they're seatbelts at least.
No. Oh, no.
There's usually
No,
maybe
no.
a bar
It's-
that comes down, but like
Sometimes
So
there's
think
a
of
bar.
it like a carousel that never stops moving, but it's
Yeah.
a very deep-seated seat. So you stand on a platform, and as it comes around, you sit back and sit on it.
and then
and
you
there's a
just
spot
and then
where
it
you
just
would
takes you
hop
up the
off.
mountain. Yeah.
Yep, it never stops moving.
The town
It's
that I
supposed
grew up
right,
in.
so it's easy on, easy off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we had a ski hill, and when I was growing up,
That's
we
what she
didn't
said.
have chairs. It was called a tea lift, so it was literally
Oh, yeah.
a metal bar, okay, and then it had a bar that goes up to the actual mechanics, and you just sat on a metal like round piece of pipe,
Mhm.
and you held onto the bar in the middle.
It was like an upside-down IUD.
Yeah,
Yep.
like that. And
For
yeah,
that visual, I needed it.
so but we did get chairs when I was in like middle school, and that was so nice.
I can imagine.
Ours didn't have the pull down the bar that came across though. You just had to sit in the chair. So if
So
you
I
had
have
three
ski, I
to
have
a
ski
seat,
mountain by my house, and there's no
Yeah.
bar. It's like you just sit on it.
you just sit there. So
Yeah.
if you had three people in your chairlift, like that could be a little scary if you were in the middle because you're just like trusting your buddies to not be stupid.
Well, she's about to trust her buddies a lot. 'Cause
Yeah,
okay,
let's
like,
let's keep going.
Just like putting your hand down your friend's
Because-
pants is maybe
Just wait.
not.
I don't
what you
think
should
that's
do.
the only thing that's happening.
Oh, don't worry.
Oh,
Is it my turn now?
Yeah,
It's
it
your
is.
turn.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 All right. Right then, Martha, sitting on the right of her friends on the chair, took off her glove. Wait, no. Am I? Where am I? No.
Yes.
Is this not the
Yep.
same exact?
Nope. It's different. Just keep reading.
It's the same sentence.
No,
just
it's
about.
n-
Okay.
No.
so
It's not,
my
though.
apologies.
He
It's
swapped
too
some
close.
words.
Right then, Martha, sitting on the right of her friends on the chair, took off her glove and then stuffed her hand down Viviana's pussy as she kissed her friend's lips, moving aside her panties until she felt the wet embrace of the previously fucked cunt. She pulled out her two fingers, completely wet, and stuffed them into Viv's mouth. Viv sucked on them as if they were the snowboarder's cock. When she was done, Martha kissed her friend on the cheek and grinned. They all put their cock. Ugh, I don't want to say cock. there's not enough cock in this sentence. They all put their gloves back on and then lifted the chair bar, readying themselves for the first real ski run. So there was a chair bar. They were secure.
That's
I
nice.
also now want to
Safety
yeet myself out the window because I can deal with Viviana. I can't deal with Viv. That's what I call my niece. I hate this. This is the worst. All right. At the top of the mountain, they decided to They decided on going down a black diamond.
No, they did
Are you falling
not.
down a bunny hill?
No.
Yeah, they did.
They
They did
Okay.
not understand that these symbols and colors represented the
I
difficulty
think
of
they're
this
about to
ski
find
run,
Perfect.
out.
and merely
Perfect.
chose them because Patricia wanted to fuck a nice big and Martha loved diamonds.
No.
I hope they die. I hope they die.
As they
Also, like,
crashed, it's
Oh,
not good.
no.
As they crashed and fell down the difficult slope, barely keeping on top of their skis, the women huffed and puffed, completely tired and incredibly sore. I'm not going any further. They can get one of those snowmobiles to carry me off, said Patricia as she remained sitting down after a big spill on an icy patch of snow. This is good idea, said Viviana as she tried stopping and also fell. And that is not me not being good at reading. That is what it says. This is good idea.
It is.
You know, English is our second language.
I have no language. I just have vibes.
It's Viviana's second language.
I just.
So we'll give her maybe she just didn't know.
I'm blaming JK Deer. They can't do Viviana that badly.
No.
Oh my god. Nonsense, said Martha. We did not come all this way to not make it down. She smiled as she barely kept her balance. I will go down and get you help. She began skiing slowly in the pizza position down the hill. I don't know what the pizza position is.
It's just, that's how you stop.
Yeah, I
So
guess
put
you're
it
right.
really
The
I've
funny
never
ladies.
heard it called the pizza position, but okay.
Yeah, you make the pizza slice.
Yeah.
Be careful, Martha.
Skiing 101.
Screamed Vivana as she hugged her friend Patricia to keep warm. Oh no. Other
Change
more
the name.
other more experienced skiers and snowboarders passing them at top speeds. Nice people. Martha found herself veering off into the dense tree line. Oh, I hope she dies. She wasn't going very fast, and she liked the soft powder near the edge of the ski hill. She unfortunately did not see a small mogul right in front of her and crashed right into a big bank of snow. Okay. Her skis raised in the air, her butt stuck in the heap of soft white snow. I see where this is going. Okay.
Yeah.
Help! She screamed as she tried getting herself out, but she couldn't. She was stuck, and no one could hear her. She was too far away from the main run. She sat there depressed, wondering if she would die. I sure hope so. Help! She screamed.
This better be the sex monster coming around, because I was promised a sex monster, and so far it's just a horny old lady.
They're just all
I
monsters.
forgot about the sex monster.
Yeah, we might be the monsters here.
Okay. 30 minutes later, preparing for the worst, Martha began hearing footsteps from behind the trees. She turned her head to the side and saw a man almost 7 feet tall in a big white fur coat and matching pants walk right over to her.
Yep.
He lifted her up without saying a word and carried her. Not towards the ski run, though. Towards his cave a few hundred meters from the crash zone.
Bounce.
There you
It's
go.
Bigfoot's cousin! It's Bigfoot's cousin! Yes!
How can I ever thank you? Maybe a drink at the chalet? Chalet?
Yeah, okay.
Chalet.
Chile.
Martha said as she ran her finger across his chest. His jacket felt so warm. She looked at him confused. Fingered through his coat again. He looked strange, not exactly human. His face worn from the sun and snow, white hair running down to his eyes. But I'm over that way. She pointed back to the black diamond course. The man simply grunted.
Yes. Yes. He threw her down on the snow, ripped off her skis, and began to lick his lips. She smiled at him. Oh my. Well, I suppose I could repay you that way, you cheeky old man. She picked herself up. Her head was barely at his belly button.
Oh no.
She bent down and tried to pull down the man's pants, but they would not come off. They were stuck to his body. And that's when she noticed it, this gigantic 12-inch cock poking out of the bundle of fur. Much bigger than the snowboarder cock she heard about from Viviana. Much bigger than the 4-inch cocks she had experience with. This poor woman. Her pussy dripped as she stared at the big fucking thing. She looked up at the strange man, and then back at the cock. She was mesmerized. She lifted it up with one hand, and then smelled it.
What?
What?
Why?
Oh my god, isn't there a song, Let Me Smell Your Dick?
Yes.
Is there?
Yeah. Oh, there's
About
all
cheating.
right, we can't get into this right now. We're
No,
so
we
close
can't.
to the end.
Wait.
It's a
Apparently
real
this
song.
one's nice.
Because I must describe to you the smell of the Yeti's cock.
Yep.
It smelled more earthy, like the woods, but it had the distinct smell of cock. Her
Oh, sweaty balls.
and wet fur. Her her mouth watered, and just as it was about to overflow with saliva, she spit out a big wad of spit onto the cock and began licking it. The fucking thing was growing.
Oh my god.
Oh, read the next sentence. Read the next
Oh.
sentence.
This is the one that I saw when I was doing this. Within seconds, it went from a foot-long dick to a 18 inches.
He's a grower, not a shower.
And while it wasn't particularly thick for its size, it was
Oh.
easily the biggest dick she'd ever seen. It should
Doodle
have
dick.
been in Ripley's Believe It or Not. This
No
dick
doubt.
should have been in porn, she thought to herself. She continued to suck on it, deep-throating it as far as she could go. And even then, with her non-gag reflex,
this
Of course.
This
she
is Dale
could
Rowe, yep. Go
barely
on.
get any of it. The strange man lifted her up, ripped off her snow pants. The cold air, sharp on her ass and pussy, turned her 180 degrees around so her head was now facing the ground, and then began to do a standing 69 with her as he ate out her pussy
He did
like
the
a
Spider-Man.
hobo who hadn't eaten in a week.
Oh my
Was this self-published?
Clearly.
Yeah, this is on
On
Kindle
Kindle.
Unlimited.
Okay.
You can buy this on Amazon.
You can.
Please don't pay money
Why?
for this.
he
How much is a paperback?
No.
He grunted and groaned as he licked the pussy, and she sucked
The
on
pussy.
his dick. He was so strong that he could lift her with one hand and then jerk off his dick with the other as she licked.
I'm like scared for her.
I
I'm
am too.
I'm gonna drop her on her
She's
head.
never gonna recover.
no.
Oh, I'm really scared for her. Thanks to the next sentence.
Yeah. Take it away, Aaron.
Yep. Eventually, he just threw her to the ground and took her from behind like the filthy fucking whore she was. Her knees rested on her snow pants. Martha begged the strange man to fuck her. She wanted to come so badly, but more than that, she wanted to know what a dick that large felt like. The man inserted his mammoth dick, and with white, long pubic hairs on the root of it, into her tight little pussy and began to pound away at her. God.
Did the hair go with it?
That's
Sorry.
fine.
Did we
Be the
need
worst.
that specific
Yep.
thing?
In
Yep. Her rotund ass jiggled with each thrust. He couldn't even insert it all the way in. Her pussy wasn't that big enough, and he could feel if he pumped too far inside of her, she'd find it uncomfortable. So he just drooled down looking at her big meaty ass as he long dick slide in and out of her, collecting her creamy cum as she came all over his dick. What is that in English?
What is that sentence?
had a stroke.
Yeah. All right, that's a big fucking dick, she said as she closed her eyes and took the cock like a slut as he grunted and growled like some kind of wild animal. She slid
He
his
is,
dick
he's a
out of
Yeti.
her ass. Oh, now it's in her ass. Okay.
When did it get there?
Now it's there, and then turned around and let him fuck her missionary. Out of all of that, you end up missionary? Whatever. I'm
Also,
over
that's
this.
a no-no. You don't go butt.
That's true.
It fell in.
You
It's
know,
You
This-
never go.
Author
Max
just
Asked
went
to-
doesn't care.
from like ridiculous to like fully unhinged, and I think they're getting
Yeah.
off on their own writing to the point where like
Yes.
it's not even making sense.
No,
None of the sentences.
the sentences literally they're so long and they make no
Yep.
sense. None.
The commas do not belong in the places they are.
I hate this.
We're on the last stretch, guys.
Are we?
We are.
I want to
Oh,
preface this with I
Sarah.
do not agree with the words that are about to come out of my mouth,
No.
Yep.
Yeah.
and we read this blind,
Oh.
No.
Nope.
and this is horribly wrong. He
We might just
looks
have to bleep it.
like
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I
bleep
would-
it.
I would-
he looked like
Bleep
some
it.
albino.
Alabama.
Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas,
He looked
California.
like some albino, she said to herself, which made sense considering how big his fucking was. I don't know
What?
what.
Yep.
He bent down, looking her pussy as his dick slid in and out, once in a
Wow.
while spitting on her pussy lips, and then rubbing it in with his giant hairy hands. She tried
It is
ripping off his
rapidly
jacket. She
deteriorating.
wanted to see his chest. She wanted to pull at his chest hairs and run her fingers down his stomach as he thrusted in and out. But she couldn't.
Okay.
Again, the article of clothing couldn't come off, and that's when Martha realized she was fucking the abominable snowman.
Now.
And that was from
Now?
the abominable snowman's point of view.
Yeah, I
That's
think
what
that the language was.
Oh no.
Sarah, you look
But we
so
have-
tired right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, there's more.
There's
And
more.
for
That
this-
wasn't the
All
end.
of us have one reading left.
Yeah.
For
that
those
was
who are
the end.
trying to
Alright.
get to the end of this, we're almost
We can
there.
get through
Hang
this.
in with us.
It's me.
It'll be
I'm
worth
trying
it.
to see.
She lied.
She lied. The creature began to grunt like an ape at the zoo as he rocked back and forth into vagina, gripping, gripping her tits firmly, his hands drooling all over her body. Martha tensed up. She didn't know what to think. On one hand, he wasn't human, or rather, not exactly. He was humanoid. On the other, it felt so fucking good. Fuck it, she thought to herself. If anything, the fools she fucked before in her life, with their tiny 3 to 4 inch dicks and no fucking raw animal drive, they were the ones subhuman. They were
Oh.
I'm so glad this is Murray's part. I'm so glad.
cried the beast as its thrust went deeper and deeper. More powerful with each pump, until finally, Martha felt the hot, abominable snowman cock spill its jizz inside of her pussy, coming loads into her cunt. I'm gonna cry.
You have one sentence left, Maria. I believe in you. And there's only two commas in it. You can do it.
He took his cock out and then admired his work as the cum spilled out of the pussy, drop by drop.
The pussy.
I do want to know
Not hers.
why we've like heard about the drooling more than once already.
It's
Multiple
lubricant.
times, yeah.
Apparently.
Ugh. Well, I mean, he's a yeti, so he has no control. It
Sure.
just dribbles
Okay.
out.
Sure.
So hard I cried.
Okay.
Oh, no.
You go, girl. You got this.
Oh,
Last part,
Okay.
Sarah.
You can do
okay,
it.
okay. Martha rubbed her clit and then pushed her fingers down, picking up some of the runaway cum and then bringing it up to her mouth and painting her lips with it.
Yep.
It tasted strange like him, but so good. It was an acquired taste, she thought to herself as she bent back up, like a sit-up, and began sucking on his limp dick. That was all one
Oh.
sentence with so many commas.
Yeah.
The creature roared. It was too sensitive, and then ran back into the bushes to its cave. It was just like all the other men in the world with big dicks. It would fuck you raw, but then as soon as it comes, it's gone.
Just like every other big dick man.
The author would know.
Wow.
He is one. Apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, this
We
one
got a
is.
double there.
We got a double
Yep.
there.
Oh, we got a double.
Whoops. Okay, Aaron, on to you.
Oh, good. Martha gathered up her belongings and carried her skis back to the main line, where she would meet up with her friends at the chalet. They had already made it back and worried sick about their friend. That is until she told them she was fucked raw by the most rarest and biggest dick known to man, the Abominable Sex Monster.
All that is unverified and hearsay.
Yep.
Be on the lookout for the next book in the Sex Creature Erotica series, The Leprechaun That Loved Oral, and please always ski in pairs and never close to the tree line. The end.
Okay, the only thing I
Okay.
believe about this author is that they have skied once in their life.
Once, and that's all.
Once.
Okay, so
And
now
then
we're
they've watched Colombian women porn.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
maybe. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so now we're gonna read the author bio because it really just like brings in a whole new thing. So I'm
Yep.
gonna read the first.
Yep.
I'm gonna read the first little sentence, and then I'm gonna let Aaron do the rest.
Are you gonna let me take from so my
Yes.
down?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I figured. All right.
Okay. About the author. J.K. Deere is a second generation erotica author, with her debut novel, Heart Social, making waves in the romance community, and her new erotic monster fiction, Sex Creature Erotica series, creating huge buzz in the social media space.
All
It's
right,
not.
So I'm gonna read this. I can't do the accent I think they're aiming for, so I'm gonna read this in old
Your Boston
towny-
accent?
Yeah, Boston accent. I think that's the only way to do it justice, I think. So my mom tells my granddad, Dad, you know the wee one over there is writing? Why didn't you tell her about your writing? This frail old man took me by the arm and went into the study and started telling me things about snogging and muffin stuff, making me quite uncomfortable. He literally opens up a secret shelf from the bookshelf, like effing Scooby-Doo, and reveals this big shelf of smut books. Hundreds of them. And he goes, hey, I earned a living writing erotica. Started out same as you. Thinking I'd write about outer space in the lot. Ting, you gotta realize, dare girl, you can either write a grand story or make lots of money. You can't choose both. We was pregnant with your ma, so I chose the money. Ting is, though, the money gave me life a far better story than if I wrote the one about... What?
The one about the spaceman
About-
in it.
About that had the spacemen in it, sure. So basically, my granddad wrote dirty books under about 40 different pen names for about 30 years. I knew he was a writer, but I didn't know what he actually wrote. I figured history books or something. I haven't told him yet. This just happened last week. But after reading a few stories on here about it, I gave it a try. I think it's hilarious. I'm bad at it, but I want to carry on the torch and have some good stories to tell. Thanks for reading.
Well, at least you know you're bad at it.
Yeah. Yeah. But when I read the words second generation, I was like, excuse me?
Horrified?
What?
It's not how this works.
No.
So they were
It's
at
not
least
like-
of adult age when Granddad made them uncomfortable.
I
Right.
hope
Yes.
so.
Okay. Maybe.
I hope so.
I
I
mean,
hope so.
nothing isn't like. What else is like a? I can't tell me more about a core memory than your grandparent figure sitting you down and telling you about all the erotica that they wrote
And the muffin stuff.
and the muffin
Please
stuff.
don't.
It's a core memory for all of us.
But also,
Oh God! But I just had the
not sure what
realization that
childhood you
I'm
had.
gonna be that grandma.
yeah.
I'm gonna be the grandma who's like, "Hey, I had a podcast about monster smut."
I mean,
They gotta show some interest first. I can't be
Yeah.
the one to approach them.
You gotta see how many times they rewatch Shape of Water, and then we'll figure it from there. Third watch, be like, time for a talk about the birds and the bees. And the
Oh, you
bubbles."
got yourself a Kindle 37.5? What you got on there?
You got on there.
let me tell you about the early days of
Crescent-
Kindle Unlimited.
Crescent City 55? All right.
Oh my god, please.
Barbarians
My eyes
300.
twitch thinking of Sarah J. Maas right now.
Oh my god.
I'm like-
yeah, that was a truly heinous episode.
That was.
I don't
Yeah.
know
You'll
if
get a
that
gold
was
star if you made it
worse
this far.
than Bigfoot or the same.
How about you guys
That
tell
was.
us
Yes.
which one
Well,
was worse?
but we didn't.
We
We
didn't
didn't
read
go
Bigfoot.
too much into Bigfoot. Yeah,
Mm-mm.
we
It was
like
just a cold
skimmed
open.
Bigfoot.
Yeah.
I think that was enough.
Right.
I think the
Might have
cold
been.
open was enough.
Or
Just
the
everyone go to
gingerbread
Kindle
one.
Unlimited.
Yeah, or
The-
the gingerbread
right.
one,
Yeah.
which is also bad.
That one was also
The gingerbread was horrifying just because it's
terrible.
food. I
But it
feel.
was like written not terribly. Like
The grammar here is.
I'm
Worse.
still thinking about the
Yikes.
sexual harassment in the workplace too, where like they were like jacking each
That's
other
true.
off while
Well,
in the bakery.
And
And-
OSHA and
Yeah,
and smoking cigarettes in the bakery.
Ugh.
I
fine.
mean, now that I know
Fine.
that there are no seatbelts on those things,
You're not going skiing.
Marie, it's
that is
never
very
going skiing.
risky.
I mean, there is
Oh, yeah, it's
usually the little
terrifying.
pole that comes down like you're at a carnival ride, and you can hold
But
on to
she
like
got
the
more
handle.
than a little pole. I'm just saying, there's more than a little
She
pole
got a-
going on
no, no, no.
there.
That one
She
was
got
up to 7
thick pole.
inches. She
It was
was
a 7-inch
cheated out
fat
of the abominable sex monster. So
Actually, yeah. You know what? We didn't hear about Patricia.
No. Well, except that she.
No, she didn't get it.
Didn't
Well, she
she
got a
used
little.
to it.
She's
She
fingering
gets-
her friend.
Yeah,
she gets
just
big
fingered her
dongs all the
friend.
time.
She just fingered her friend.
Just a
That was
total-
Patricia's like
normal.
7 inches. That's like average.
nothing.
Yeah.
I've got bigger silicone
18.
parts
Please
at home.
pull up 18 inches on that thing,
Terrible.
Sarah.
Sarah
On that
pulls out a
tape
tape
measure.
measure.
It doesn't even fit in the
Doesn't
screen.
even fit in the screen. All right. Yeah.
That's like.
It's the length of Sarah's
Sarah,
arm.
I was gonna say,
I
can you hold
shit
it up
you all
on
not.
against your chest? Like, can we see? It's probably longer than your torso, or close.
It is.
Hold on.
Yeah. All right. Hold on. Let's see.
Oh my God.
Literally.
You would literally. That would tickle your tonsils.
I
Yeah.
don't have them. Joke's on
It's not coming
you.
into the mouth either.
Joke's on you.
I guess you can have the abominable sex monster then.
I'll pass on the sweaty.
Also, of
Abominable
course,
sex.
no gag reflex.
No
Yeah.
gag reflex.
Isn't
Oh,
that
obviously.
gorgeous?
Sorry, it
Yeah.
was gag relfex. Thank you.
The non gag.
Yeah.
The non-gag
Oh my
relfex.
God.
I don't know about you guys, but I need to go scrub my brain.
Yeah. That was.
A lot.
You know what?
And
Though,
I do just
for
have to say,
this day, I needed actually that ridiculousness as a detox.
yes,
Of
Good.
just like
yes, agreed.
Yeah,
But- I will say this is going to be one of those smuts where, like, you know how sometimes you read, like, good smut, and the next time you get some, it's just not much. Maybe you pull
What am
out
I
a new
reading?
trick that you read about.
Yeah.
this is one that, with all of that wonderful sex talk, nice dick. Like,
That's my takeaway from it. Nice
it's
dick.
just gonna
It really
elevate
makes you
Yep.
appreciate
that sex talk game.
Yep.
It makes you
Mhm.
appreciate the good smut that you're reading. You're like,
Good
Yes.
gratitude.
yes.
So
Yes.
the Abominable Snowman taught us gratitude today.
You-
That's today's
did.
life
You gotta
lesson.
go to
It
the
did.
slums sometimes to appreciate.
To appreciate.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like going
I
to
still stand
McDonald's
by-
to remember what a good hamburger doesn't taste like.
Actually tastes like, yeah.
We
I don't
love
care
you
what that
all.
author buyer says.
Yeah.
That was a
Thank you for
teenage
making it this far.
man.
It was
If
a
you
ride.
have any
Once again, we're
questions-
sorry.
Yeah, I'm not. So if you have any complaints, please email me.
I'm
at
a little
Erin
sorry.
at feralfridaypod.com. I
She
will
liked it.
respond.
We don't condone
Like-
racist and
Yeah.
Correct.
or
appropriative
underage or
smut.
minors. Yep. Or
Correct.
like fingering your friend without consent. Don't do that either.
Yeah, don't do
you
that.
need to
Please
ask
don't.
first instead of just doing it.
Yeah.
Wash your hands, people.
That too.
Yeah.
Please. Please.
And don't do it in public. Like, not
No.
everybody's in
Don't
on your
traumatize
kink.
the old couple that don't have many years left.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Also,
take this reading as a
safety.
word of caution. Don't do
Yeah.
anything.
Oh,
that's in
and
this
if
book.
you're a person traveling internationally, that could be something that could get your visa taken away and make it hard for you to travel to other international countries. So
Yep.
maybe consider
But
that
maybe
and
you
not be like,
deserve that.
haha, I'm going to come harder because of that. No, don't do
Ugh.
that. I don't think Canada would find that funny.
No.
Just saying.
Lots of life
I don't think
lessons
so.
today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We love you all. If you have any, as always, if you have any questions, shoot us a DM, shoot us an email, comment. Really, just don't be mean to us, except for me.
And,
We love you all.
Yeah.
Good
Rate,
night.
sorry,
review,
and you're welcome.
subscribe, do all the
Bye.
things. Bye.
Yay.
Bye.
Bye. Tits out.
Thank you so much for listening to the Feral Friday podcast. Join us every Friday for unhinged shenanigans, books, games, and more. You can find us on Instagram at Feral Friday Pod. Did you know we have a website? Visit us at www.feralfridaypod.com. Make sure to give us a like and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. If you'd like us to cover a particular book or series, please send us an email at bferal@feralfridaypod.com. Happy reading!
Feel Friday.